There seems to be little doubt that there are angels that come among us. The record of such meetings goes back to the most ancient writings. And in this unique series, we'll bring you dramatizations of actual events that show that James Russell Lowell had it right when he wrote, "All God's angels come to us disguised." Another unique feature of this series is our guest host, longtime friend, distinguished actor, and narrator of many of our feature presentations, Mr. Darren McGavin, who, through the magic of television, once again brings his special insight to these heartwarming stories.
Do you believe in miracles? No? Well, have you ever experienced a strange occurrence or an improbable event in your life that couldn't be explained away by coincidence or mere chance? Were you left with a feeling that some inexplicable force was at work, or that some higher, even divine power had taken a hand in your destiny? Well, if you have, you are not alone. If you haven't, watch and listen closely. The lives of a happy young couple, Robert Shea and Janet Rule, were shattered by a terrible tragedy. In life, Robert's devotion to his wife and son brought loving, total security. And in death, it brought the astonishing and, yes, miraculous message from beyond.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. Look. I love you forever. See?
That's sweet.
Well, I mean it.
Thank you.
They were married, and their precious son, Ted, was born the following year.
You know, I just want you to know that I will never let you and Teddy down. I'll always love and protect you no matter what.
Almost from the moment he was born, there was an incredible bonding between Robert and Ted. But no one of this earth could have ever imagined how close. Robert's steady efforts and loyalties earned promotions and raises at a local lumberyard. But for him, that wasn't enough. He took specialized college courses and worked night after night at home perfecting his craft. He desperately wanted to be a commercial artist. Several times each year, Robert would travel to New York City. There he would make the rounds of advertising agencies and design firms, showing off his work, hoping for his big break. Robert was always looking for a way to ensure that Janet and Ted would never want for anything, and perhaps fate stepped into his plans in that spring. Some of Robert's designs had caught the eye of a major company and brought the opportunity for an interview in New York. The job meant a quantum leap for Robert to move closer to his sworn goal.
Welcome aboard, Robert.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson.
I hope you have a long and rewarding association with us.
Well, I'm sure that I will.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Whatever else happened, Janet and Ted would now have financial security.
Janet, honey, I got the job. It's finally happening. Anyway, I'll tell the birthday boy Daddy's coming home for his party right now. I'm leaving the airport as soon as I hang up. All right, I'll see you in 40 minutes. I love you. Bye.
At that moment, with a new job in hand, Robert Shea considered himself the happiest and luckiest man alive. But who can ever know when fortune will suddenly change? With neither malice nor forethought, with only sadness and tragedy, a life was snatched from a loving and devoted husband and an irreplaceable young father. The trauma of Robert's death left Janet devastated. But overlooking Ted's needs would only make things worse.
It's been almost 2 months now, Janet. You've got to take hold, no matter how it hurts. My little boy needs you.
I know, Dad. I just miss Robert so much. There was more than $6,000 in the bank after Robert's final check. Now we're down to $1,200. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Day by day, almost hour by hour, Janet willed herself back to life and its harsh realities.
How am I going to make payments on the house? I'll lose it. Robert. I need you. I need you so much.
Then, at the very bottom of her grief and loss, the forces of the miracle began gathering.
Daddy. See, Mommy? Daddy wants me to show you these drawings.
It is most important to remember that Ted was only 4 years old, that he had never been to school and could not read or write a single letter of the alphabet. What Ted had written bore a strong resemblance to the shorthand taught by Robert by his college buddy, Jack Knowles.
This is the shorthand that Robert and I used in school. But it doesn't seem to mean anything. It's just letters and these numbers, you know?
How is that possible?
I don't know.
Then, as Jack put the first letters and numbers up on the board, Janet could hardly believe what she saw.
It's Robert. In my yearbook. Don't you remember? That's what he wrote to me. I love you forever. Now there's a 2. He means me and Teddy.
Okay. Well, let's look at the rest.
Jack Knowles translated the remainder of the shorthand symbols into a puzzling series of letters and numbers.
Could BX mean box?
Box 1142. Did Robert have a post office box?
No. 34 ST. Could be street. But there isn't a 34th Street in town.
What about BK? Bank, maybe?
What about MD and TN? Maryland? Tennessee?
34th Street. What was that movie about 34th Street?
Miracle on 34th Street. That's in New York.
Jack immediately checked the business directory for New York.
Look at this. There's a Midtown Bank on 34th Street in Manhattan.
Safety deposit. Box 1142.
Jack Knowles put a call into the bank, but they would not release depositor information over the phone. The family all agreed to come up with the money for Janet to make the trip to New York.
Would you verify that this is your husband's signature, please?
There was no doubt the signature on the bank papers was
Thank you. If
Robert's.
you come around this way.
The safety deposit box had been rented during one of Robert's early trips to New York.
Would you like to step into this room?
Thank you.
There were bills in the box, and Janet's heart skipped a little. $925. It would take half that just to pay for the trip to New York. She was about to close the box when she saw the folded paper in the bottom. It was an insurance policy that Robert had taken out during an earlier trip to New York. It was a $100,000 policy with a double indemnity clause for accidental death.
Teddy and I were at the end of our rope, and hope as well. I know, and God does too, that Robert's love and his promise, in some miraculous way, came across from the beyond to save us.
Angels, it seems, have many ways of communicating with us, and like Janet Rule, it sometimes takes a while to decipher the shorthand. On the other hand, sometimes the message comes with a thundering voice in the wilderness. Jim Bilbray tells us of an event that saved his daughter from a terrible death and changed his life forever.
So he had this new one, and he wanted to show it to us. Well, he showed the boys how you put the gunpowder in, you measure it, stick it in, you put the patch and the ball in there, shove it on down. Then he would set this primer cap at the trigger mechanism where he'd drill a little hole in there or make the hole bigger and clean. And then he'd take it outside and fire it. So he had this new one, and he wanted to show it to us. My little daughter Carissa, she's about 5 at the time. Jeremy was probably 9 and Jason was 12. About 70 feet up the hill, he'd had set up a target. The target was made from an old box that had held a toy, and he'd flattened it out and put it up there. And Dad says, I need a bullseye for the target. I said, well, I got a business card, and I fished out a business card out of my pocket.
Put that on the target and shoot it down. That'd work.
Went on up the hill and stuck it on the target, which was setting against a small tree stump, a rotten tree stump.
Keep an eye on his shirt because he's going to shoot again. Watch down there at the target this time. He's going to shoot this time, so plug your ears. Look at Grandpa, look at that gun.
So he aims,
plug your ears.
And the boys just, they were holding their ears. He pulls the trigger, and the ball went boom!
Check that out. Come on.
Shot through the air, hit the target, blew through it, blew apart part of the stump behind it, and ran through several saplings. It was an amazing amount of power for something so primitive. I couldn't believe it. And Dad said, well, I got one more ball to shoot. Who wants to try it now? Dad was good that way. He would let us learn by doing. He showed him how to clean out the rifle, how to measure out the gunpowder so you had just the right amount, pour it in neatly, and put the patch and the ball, and ram it down in there again. And we stood there, and Dad got ready. None of us thought about the fact that Carissa wasn't around. We figured she'd gotten bored. He put his finger on the trigger. Dad had the target lined up. Things got quiet. Suddenly, from behind us came a wall of sound. It was a voice, but none of us had said it. It had presence. It pushed against us. And Dad took his finger off the trigger, and out from behind the target stepped Carissa. She had been, she said, looking through a hole in the target. Her head was where the bullseye was. The next bullet would have gone through there. And my knees just turned to water. Dad turned pale. The rifle came down. And automatically we knew instantly what would have happened to her if she hadn't stepped out from behind the target, or if the voice hadn't happened. It was a miracle that my little girl was not dead. She would have been gone. we wouldn't have had Carissa anymore. Now Carissa is 14 at this time, soon to turn 15. She's a poet with great wisdom. I'm so grateful we have Carissa with us. We know that what happened was a miracle. I don't know what else to call it.
What was that sound the Bilbrays heard? Who called out to them in the voice like thunder that told them Carissa was in danger? The Bilbray family will tell you it could only have been their guardian angel. For many people, a life of simple pleasures is the ultimate ideal. A family, sufficient income, a modest home. And once these goals are attained, many people would like things to forever remain just as they are. The Cannons were a family who felt that way. Peter and Connie were a typical suburban couple working hard to make ends meet, and in general, they were happy with the life they and their 14-year-old son Ricky shared together.
See you after school, all right? And good luck on the track.
All right, thanks. Bye, Dad. Mom, have you seen my book bag?
Peter Cannon was a construction engineer, always working on some new and different project that would change the skyline of the city where he and his family lived. And his son Ricky was eager to follow in his footsteps. Ricky had always shared his father's knack for building things and worked hard in high school to learn the math and sciences he would soon need. Ricky hoped to one day win a college athletics scholarship that would allow him to pursue the degree necessary for making a career in architecture and design. And there was no reason to doubt he could get into college this way. Ricky's speed on the track was excellent. He was especially good in the sprints, and he anchored the 440 relay. And Connie Cannon, part-time church secretary and full-time homemaker, came down to the track whenever she could to cheer her son onward. Connie Cannon wanted nothing more in life than for her son to be happy and successful.
Amazing out there today.
Mom, cut it out.
Hey, can I ever tell you how really proud I am of you?
Only about 1,000,000 times. Mom!
Connie Cannon was killed instantly. Ricky survived the crash, but lost his left leg just below the knee. All the hopes and dreams of the Cannon family were crushed in one blinding instant. And for young Ricky Cannon, the return to any kind of normal life would require nothing less than a miracle. The loss of his mother, as well as the loss of his leg, had taken more of a toll than anyone realized.
You hungry? I got your favorite.
Rick had also lost hope in his future and in himself.
Looks like I'll be a little late Sunday, so you got the whole place to yourself again. What are you gonna do this weekend? You gonna work on some drawings? I'm just trying to help, okay? I mean, you don't go to therapy, and that's paid for. You don't wear your leg. I know you're up in your room feeling sorry for yourself at night, Rick. You don't have any friends.
Hey! How many friends do you have? How many people do you bring around the house to show your one-legged track star?
All I ask is that you make an effort.
Why?
Pete Cannon was at a loss as to what to do about his son. And over the next few months, he did what he could to help them both get on with their lives. But Pete needed a miracle, and if any family ever deserved it, the Cannons did.
Hey, I'm glad you're home. I'd like you to meet...
Hi, I'm Lisa. It's nice to meet you, Ricky. I've heard a lot about you.
Hi. You know that I've been seeing a lot of Lisa here lately, and, well, we've decided to get married. I know it seems sudden, but we've been talking about it for weeks now. Something else I'd like to tell you, Rick. I've been offered a full-time job. The money is great, but I've got training, and it's about 2 months' worth, after which I'll be stationed nearby.
And the great part is that he'll have his weekends free, so the three of us can spend some time together.
So, since I'll be gone all of June and July, and if it's all right with you, Lisa and I like to move up the dates and we get married as soon as we can.
2 months? Oh, that sounds great.
I want a new start, Ricky. I can't do it by myself.
Lisa and Peter were married the very next weekend, and rather to Ricky's pleasant surprise, he found that he enjoyed the service and the prospect of being part of a complete family again. Then Peter and Lisa returned from their all-too-brief honeymoon, and Peter went straight to work on his new training, while Lisa made it her first order of business to get to know her new stepson better.
I thought I might find you here.
I like to come out here to think. I used to have some good times here.
I saw your trophies. You must have been really good.
Don't. I know what you're trying to do.
If you think I'm trying to replace her, you're wrong. Nobody could do that. I know you've had so much of your life taken away from you. I can only imagine how much you hurt inside. I just want to be a friend, that's all.
I like having you as a friend. Just wait. You get tired of me. Everybody does.
I won't. You know, everybody has a problem, Ricky. When I met you, I knew you didn't want me around. But I didn't let that stop me. You're a winner, you have talent. But you have an obstacle. Now the question is, are you going to let that get in your way? Are you going to go for it? Hey, I just read something I think you might be interested in. I know you plan to get into college on a scholarship. You think you still like to do that?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the university is offering a scholarship award, and I think you can win it. They're looking for handicapped students to prove that they can live more or less a normal life. What do you think?
Yeah? I could get into engineering school with that.
Of course you could. But you're gonna have to learn to walk on your own. I just thought I'd mention it. So what are you looking at?
This Mustang, it is sweet. I could fix it up too, because I read every manual on it, and if I fixed it up, I could have a car to go to school in.
Well, then that looks like good motivation to fill out that scholarship form there.
Yeah.
That night, Ricky did something he hadn't done since the accident. He adjusted his leg for its fullest range of motion possible and made a first attempt in 3 years to walk on his own. Lisa had been right. The chance to go to an engineering school had fanned a spark in Ricky that had all but died in the last 3 years. The lamps began to burn late every night, while little by little, Ricky Cannon, the runner, began learning to walk.
fridge right behind us. Help yourself. Your crutches. You're not using your crutches.
I've been practicing.
Your dad will be so proud of you.
I know.
Come on, Ricky. We have a schedule to keep.
Afternoon walks around the neighborhood became a tradition for Lisa and Ricky, until one day, Lisa suggested a better idea.
Oh, no way. Did you get that for me? Oh, it's beautiful. So this is for me. Nuh-uh. Oh my gosh. Is this a 289 notchback?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, thank you very much. Oh.
Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing. Why are you doing this for me?
Oh, I don't know. I thought maybe because you're worth it.
Right.
You better fix that up before you go to college.
College, that's a year away. I want this ready when Dad gets back.
Oh, well, he's in training for what, 3 more weeks? That's not much time. You're gonna have to work around the clock.
You're right. I'm gonna need an assistant. Yes.
Oh, no. I don't know anything about cars.
You'll
no,
be great.
I'll make it work.
Despite all her misgivings, Ricky convinced Lisa they should take on the giant task together. They would get the car running in perfect condition in less than 3 weeks. In the weeks that followed, every hour Lisa was not at work was spent with Ricky as they worked on the car. Ricky's confidence and abilities grew by magnificent leaps and bounds, and his respect for his stepmother's courage and willingness to learn grew as well. As they labored together on repairing the old automobile, they found they were also building a new relationship.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You like it?
It looks great.
Come on, look at it.
While Lisa was pleased to have learned new skills and grown so much closer to her stepson, she knew that this might very well be the greatest achievement of Ricky's life so far.
Oh, that is something.
You ready for a ride?
No. You go out alone for the first ride. I mean, if some girl pulls up and admires you in your new car, you're not going to want your stepmother sitting next to you.
You're right.
Oh, that is great. Look. Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go to the grocery store and pick up some orange juice for us, okay?
Okay.
After so much misery, it seemed that Ricky Cannon was at last on the road to a happier life. But first, he would have to make a detour onto a road that led to a miracle. Eager to protect his car from accidents, Ricky decided to park as far away from the other cars as he could. As it turned out, this was a mistake.
Hey man, what's up? Nice car. How about the keys?
Mrs. Cannon, here's his wallet.
How is he?
He's got some internal injuries. We are going to have to operate right away. The problem is he's got an extremely rare type of blood, and we just don't have that much on hand.
His father has the same blood type.
Great. Is he here?
I'll try and get him.
Tell him to hurry.
Front desk, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to leave a message. Could you tell him to call his wife, please? It's urgent.
And the number, please.
He can reach me at 555-3704.
3704.
Yes. Thank you.
Tell you what, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day going over the rest of these.
Peter, come home to the hospital. Your family needs you.
You hear that? Hear what? Hey, what's the matter? Where are you going? Hey, Pete. What's the deal? What's going on?
The drive home would take several hours, plenty of time for Peter Cannon to question his judgment many times. He was not ordinarily a man who trusted his feelings, but the voice had seemed so clear, so audible, that he felt he could not possibly ignore it.
Thank God you're here. Did you get my messages?
What is going on?
Ricky was attacked. It's serious. They're going to have to operate, and they need your blood immediately.
So that's why.
Why what?
I'll tell you later.
Mr. Cannon.
Yes.
Come with me, please.
This is my fault.
Why do you say that?
I pushed him into fixing up that car. He'd have been home right now. You must hate me.
Come on.
Ricky's mother must hate me.
No. I don't think she does. I know she doesn't.
Why do you say that?
Well, this might sound a little strange, but at work, I heard a voice. It was her voice. That's the reason I'm here.
Well, you didn't get my messages. I called the hotel a dozen times.
No, I didn't check with the hotel.
How about the office?
No, I didn't check with them either. It was Connie's voice. She told me to go to the hospital. She told me that my family needed me. You see? It's not just Ricky. It's you too. I think that I was told to come here, that no matter what happens, I love you. When she said our family, I think that you're okay with her too.
You think so?
Yes.
He's gonna be all right.
In the month that followed, area police caught the thieves who had stolen Ricky's car, and the car was returned unharmed.
Dad! Lisa! Look what I got!
I bet I know what it is.
Lisa, you got the scholarship, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations! I knew you could!
Well, I had some help.
The Cannons never forgot that Ricky's life was saved by a voice from beyond.
We gotta celebrate.
The urgent summons that had brought Peter back to his family was the angelic voice of a love more powerful than even death. And here once again, to prove that angels really don't have a dress code, is Darren McGavin.
To some, the idea of a guardian angel is a quaint notion best suited for children's books. But an encounter by a mother and her needy child on a lonely, forgotten road offers proof of a more miraculous nature. Mark Twain said, "Americans are a people in love with distances."
But today it seems that we think nothing of making a 30-minute or longer daily commute to work. People will drive all the way across town just to go someplace they want to eat. Jumping in a car and taking off for a destination hundreds of miles away is something we pretty much do without a lot of thought. But sometimes the relative ease of distant travel can conceal hidden dangers, as was the case for young Becky Linden and her mother Ruth, who surely never anticipated that they were candidates for a miracle.
I miss you, Daddy. I love you. See you soon.
I miss you too.
I sure hated that you got stuck with all the packing.
There's not that much more.
If we'd only known that they were going to move the outfit early, we could have made better plans.
It's all right, really. We'll see you in a few days.
I wish I could drive you.
This will give Becky and me a chance to stop and visit with my sister. I'll see you in Fort Bliss. I love you.
I love you, babe. Give Becky a kiss for me.
Okay. What you drawing now?
Nice people in New Mexico. See?
Oh, we'll meet lots of nice people there, you bet. Are these the toys you want to take in the car? Why are you taking this? I thought it was broken.
It is. But my dancing angel is my favorite. She looks out for me.
Well, let's let the movers take her, and maybe Daddy can get it fixed once we get settled in, okay?
A child's simple drawing can hold so much wonder. And in the case of young Becky's artwork, it held something extra, a premonition of something quite miraculous yet to come. Ruth and Becky had covered nearly 400 miles when she stopped at her sister's home at Santa Rosa in northern New Mexico. The first leg of the journey was behind them without a problem, or so it seemed.
Hi. Oh, you made such good time. There's hardly any traffic the last couple hours.
Mommy, my stomach hurts.
Are you sick, Becky? Tell Aunt Lucy. I don't know, her stomach always gets upset traveling in the car. This time it seems worse than usual, though. I've got some medicine in my bag. I'll go get it, okay?
Sounds like your mom's got just the thing for you.
To say that Ruth was surprised to find Becky's music box with the dancing angel is an understatement. She had packed it away herself, and the carton had not been touched until it was loaded by the movers. For now, Ruth and Becky were safe at a relative's home. But tomorrow morning would put them on the move again, on the long road to New Mexico. Early the next morning, Ruth and Becky were ready to get back on the road. Becky had been put to bed early and slept through the night. Her stomach seemed to have settled down considerably.
You sure you want to take 54 through Alamogordo?
Saves a lot of miles over going by way of Albuquerque.
But it's a lot more lonely country going that way. I-40, then 25 south is a better road.
I think we're a little anxious to get there and see our daddy.
You be careful on the road now. I'm going to come and see you as soon as you get settled.
You better.
Hug for me, too.
Mother and daughter were on their own once more, away from everything familiar to them. With the early start, Ruth was making good time. There was only one problem. Soon Becky was beginning to complain about a stomachache again.
Mommy, my stomach hurts.
A while later, Becky began to complain of the pains in her stomach again, more severe than before. Ruth became concerned, thinking for the first time it might be something more than just her daughter's usual car sickness.
It hurts.
She decided to stop at the next town and have a doctor look at Becky.
What happened to the car? I don't know, hon. Maybe it's nothing bad, though.
The engine was already hot from the long drive. The problem with the fan belt meant the end of the road. The horror of the situation was crushingly obvious. On the more heavily traveled Route 180, there was the possibility of the highway patrol or someone else stopping. But on this lonely secondary connector road, there seemed little or no hope at all. Time ticked by endlessly. Not a single vehicle passed on the desolate back road. By now, the child was running a dangerously high fever and hurting quite badly. The fearful mother was on the verge of panic.
It hurts, Mommy. I know, Beck, I'm sorry.
Ruth's silent prayer for help was nonetheless a powerful one.
Folks having some trouble?
Yeah, my daughter's ill, and I think something's broken under our hood.
You show him where the car trouble is. I'll look after the little one.
As startling as their sudden appearance had been, for Ruth, the arrival of this elderly couple brought instant calm and an odd, though comforting sense of peace.
How are you feeling? Oh, fever's still heating up. Is your tummy still hurting?
Did my mommy tell you?
You're gonna be all right for now. Do you understand? Mommy has to take you to the doctor, but you'll be all right till then. Isn't that right?
The woman's soft voice and gentle touch greatly calmed the child. Oddly enough, she spoke as though she knew exactly what Becky's problem was.
That should keep you going for a bit.
You're lucky you came along.
See that you have somebody at the station in town look at this.
Your little one is resting just fine now. She'll be all right till you get her into town. But you have to take her right to the hospital, dear. Understand? Mm-hmm.
Just head right on into Carbondale, past City Hall to the hospital. You can't miss it.
I don't know how to thank you.
Oh, don't even try, miss. You just get the little one to some help, eh?
Very long.
As suddenly as they had arrived, the old couple, along with their truck, were gone. More than anything, Ruth was focused on getting Becky to the hospital. Still, a question nagged at her. Who were those people?
She's going to be fine.
We were lucky.
You don't know how lucky. With the condition her appendix was in, believe me, it was a miracle it didn't burst.
This will be fine. Mommy, aren't we going to the car? In a minute, as soon as your surprise gets here. A surprise for me? Mm-hmm. Look, right on time. Daddy, you're here!
You bet. I told Uncle Sam my baby girl needed me. He said, you go over there as fast as you can.
You're the best surprise I ever could have.
Let's get out of here. I found the neatest little house for us. I can't wait to show it to you. Let's go.
I think there are things. Look at this. That's them. That's the people I was telling you about on the phone that helped us on the side of the road.
Maybe that just looks like them.
No, that's them.
Ruth, it can't be. These folks died in 1958.
I don't know how, but that's them. They were there.
Sometimes the biggest obstacle to believing in miracles is simply accepting that they can happen. There have been a number of serious works written about guardian angels. Many people in various cultures all over the world believe they actually exist. Who they are and where they come from and what they were before is obviously only speculation. Reports of guardian angels say that when they appear to people in need, it's not with wings and gowns of shining white. They are said to take the most ordinary of forms, even as an old farm couple in gingham dress and overalls.
A little more than a century ago, John Lubbock wrote, "It is certainly wrong to despair. And if despair is wrong, hope is right." Until next time, I'm Darren McGavin. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Michael Flynn. We hope you've enjoyed this special presentation of Angels in Disguise.